Hi everyone, my name is Holly Miller, energetic healer and intuitive empath, and today I want to talk to you guys about breaking away from your conditioned patterns and how energy can really affect you either in a good way or a bad way when we're dealing with these conditioned patterns. So throughout our lives, we are constantly being conditioned through our family, our friends, the places we visit. All these things are really conditioning us to be the person that we are conditioned to be. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. So first of all, I want to say, no, we are not the only ones, obviously, conditioning ourselves. The way we think, the way we feel, our emotions. We have this whole network of thoughts and emotions that may not even really be our own. So, we have these beliefs. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you're good enough? Do you believe that you should have, gone to college? Do you believe that you should have gotten a better job? Or do you believe that you should have been down this other path? Well, these thoughts, really, you have to ask yourself, are these thoughts even my own? Do I really believe that I'm not good enough? Or is this someone else's thought that they placed upon myself? So this is where it really gets interesting. So where do these thoughts or feelings originate from? Are they someone else's thoughts? The other question is, do you truly believe that about yourself, right? Do you truly believe that, you're not good enough? And if the answer is no, then where does that thought or feeling come from? Really interesting, right? So what I'd like you to do is really start to become aware of these constrictions, of these thought patterns that are constricting you from reaching your higher self. So become aware of your thoughts and your feelings because these things are, essentially not yours, not all the time, So one way is to verify, again, are these thoughts mine, right? Because sometimes we do have these thoughts that we keep telling ourselves that are really not our own. So we really need to separate those two. So again, by not becoming aware of these conditioned patterns, we could start to feel bad about ourselves and possibly our situation. So we need to become aware of these thoughts and of these feelings so that we can start becoming more aligned with ourselves and our own thoughts and actions. We need to become aware of or aligned with who we are as a person, who we want to be perceived as. Also, who we want to internalize ourselves. So these are all good things, right? Becoming aware is such a good thing because we can then change the way we think. So when we are being conditioned, we condition ourselves not only to really think as ourselves. So I don't know if this is making sense. So when we are being conditioned, we condition ourselves. Okay, so that's what I mean. That's what I meant to say. So when we're being conditioned, we are really conditioning ourselves. So for an example, we are being conditioned, right? Things are coming at us, thoughts, feelings. People are telling us how to be, how to act, all these different things, right? So as we keep going, we start to believe in these certain conditions that we're placing upon ourselves. So we're conditioning ourselves. We start to think like someone else and we start to believe it. So it's like, wow, mind blown, right? So when we really start to dissect our emotions, our thoughts to the smallest level, so think about that. What are emotions and thoughts at the smallest level? We start to see how energy can play a role in conditioned patterns, in our thoughts, in our feelings. Because at the smallest level, what is a thought? What is a feeling? It is energy. So an intention is energy, right? I set an intention. So for example, when I hold my crystal, now I'm talking about energy coming from a crystal, coming from my thoughts, because our thoughts really are that wheel for this crystal to really start to jive, start to work. So it's interesting how an intention is energy. And I know I'm jumping around a bit. I do have notes as well. Before I made this video, I sat down and really wanted to clear my thoughts on this video for you guys. So, so an intention is energy. It's pure energy. So think about when someone's, any intention, doesn't have to be a crystal, but I do want to go back to that. So, I have the intention that I'm going to have a great day. I have the intention that I'm not going to have a good day. These are intentions that really play out how our day is going to be, right? So it's very interesting how energy can affect us, how these conditioned patterns, if I'm in a room full of people, right, and they are all giving me or telling me things, right? Maybe some of them are saying, you're not good enough. Maybe some of them are saying, you should have went a different way down your career path. And then I start to believe I'm not good enough. I haven't made the right career choice. And, other thoughts can stem from those thoughts that people are telling you. So how do we kind of break away from these conditioned patterns, right? You're probably thinking now, okay, this makes things more complicated, because now I'm dealing with conditioned thoughts and how to break free from that. And now you're talking about energy. Essentially, it's the same thing. So here are some steps to really break free from these conditioned patterns or these energies that are holding you back, and how to really protect yourself from, combating these new conditioned patterns that may disrupt your life. So the first thing that I would really suggest is to protect yourself energetically. That's really important. So what I usually do when I want to protect myself energetically is I picture myself in a white light bubble. Okay. So there's a couple of different things you can do to protect yourself energetically. So picture that white bubble around you. You can hold on to crystals to help protect your energy. And of course, you want to set an intention within that crystal so that crystal is programmed and it's going to start to work for you. The other thing that I would suggest, because of course I'm going to suggest this, is crystal grid clothing. Of course, I'm going to suggest that because it is a product that my mother and I really stand by and we created. So one of the crystal grids that we have created is protection. So it's a crystal grid that's made out of smoky quartz and citrine. And it is so powerful because crystal grids are more powerful than single crystals. And again, you want to make sure you set that intention into that crystal grid. So that is a couple different ways you can protect yourself energetically, especially when you're going into new situations, people that you know that could be impacting your thoughts and feelings energetically, or people who just simply don't align with you. You want to really protect yourself in those situations. Second thing is you want to be mindful and aware. Okay, you want to be mindful of, you know, that's not what I believe in, you know, so that you don't get tripped up in those conditioned patterns that you already have. The next thing you want to do is remember to check in with yourself. So when you start to feel those emotions, thoughts that don't align with who you are or who you want to be, then you just need to remember, this is not who I am. This is, you know, maybe a start to a conditioned pattern that I'm not going to allow in my energy pathway. Fourth thing that I would recommend is to remember, always remember who you are, where you came from, and what you stand for. Now, those things are going to change a little bit. You know, they could change throughout the years. We all change, we all evolve. So what we stand for could change. So we really need to remember who we are, who we stand for, and really bring that back into alignment with who we are when these things come up, so that we can really break free from these conditioned patterns that are already existing and the ones that are, you know, not yet arrived. So those are really the things that you can do to protect yourself from the ones that have not arrived. Obviously, protect yourself energetically, and then the next step that are follow are really for the ones that are already ingrained. So the reason why I came up with this video is really, it was a synchronicity of things that have happened in my life. You know, I started to believe in things about myself that weren't necessarily true. It was just these situations and partly some of my environmental things that were really, I guess, persuading me to believe that I was something I wasn't. So I was reading a self-help book that triggered something. I've read tons of self-help books. So this is really, you know, it was shown to me so that I could think of this video to create for you guys. So it was this self-help book. And then I am taking a social psychology course to finish my degree right now in nutrition and wellness. So that was a synchronicity. Another one was I belonged to this business women's group, and there was a naturopathic doctor there. And I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. So if I'm not, I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. And she started talking about, you know, all these different things, like how health is important. And it really had me think, like, health is important. Like, some of my conditioned beliefs were kind of degrading me. They started dwindling their way in, but I stopped it. And I started to think, this is all happening so that I can align again with my true self. So you're going to start to notice different things pop up in your life, maybe these synchronicities that are popping up in your life, so that you can then realize, wow, this is not who I align with. This is who I align with. These are my beliefs. These are my values. And really, you know, come into your zone, or come into yourself and realize, you know, this is who I am as a person. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on, you know, breaking away from your conditioned patterns and realizing how energy plays an important role in these conditioned patterns. So I do want to end the video with picking a card, and I do think this is very appropriate, from the Fifth Agreement. And I will pick one. So surround these cards with white light and love at this time. And I ask my angels and guides to choose the best card for this video and the listeners. Oh, we got a card. And I love it. I love, love, love this card. Okay. I follow every instinct I was born with. How powerful is that? I follow every instinct I was born with. The wisdom of my instincts guide me to be happy, to enjoy life, to play, to love, to fulfill my needs. We were all born with a natural instinct. And I think these natural instincts play an important role in who we are. And when we start to break free from these constrictive, conditioned patterns, we can start to see our instincts a lot clearer. We can start to let go of the things that no longer serve us, and we can start to build something new. We can start to receive this healing, this growth within us when we break free from our conditioned patterns. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.